Hello guys, I dated this guy for 13 solid years. I want you to listen to this story. Drop your comment, drop your advice, and drop your thoughts. Don't forget to like, follow, share, and comment on this post and on this story. Let's go guys. Listen to me as I read. Me, Anonymous. I'm a lady of 33 years. I dated this guy for 13 solid years. We started when I was only 20 and he was 25. The beginning of our relationship was fun and full of love and care. He was in level 200 back then and I had just entered the university. We were both not from rich homes, but his was worse, so we supported ourselves through school. I gave him most of my personal cash and anything I could help him with. He often ate from me and I was young and probably naive, but I loved him that much. On several occasions, I gave him my fees, so he pays his first, then I pay later when I get the money. When he graduated and finished his NSS, he started working with some media firm. It was from that time that he started forming busy, but once a while he still comes through for me. He visits, calls, and sometimes make me visit him. After my NSS, I didn't have a job, so I stayed home for almost. I was depending on my parents because though he was working, he said his salary was small. Later, he said I should get a job, so we start saving towards marriage. So I searched and searched till I got one. When I got the job, he insisted we save together since it was towards marriage. I refused, but it made us quarrel for long, so I later agreed, thinking he was serious. According to him, it wasn't towards marriage alone. He spoke of us buying a land and building, buying a car, and raising our kids to have all they need. About a year plus, we had saved a lot of money, so I suggested to him that we should go on with the marriage plans, and he agreed. He even told me that we will go and see my parents the following month. Just 3 weeks after this discussion, he went missing. I searched everywhere for him to no avail. He left his place and there was no trace of him. Even his own family didn't know where he was, except for his younger brother, whom he had warned not to tell anyone of his whereabouts. I begged and begged till his brother later disclosed that he had traveled outside the country. Wow. This was the shock of my life. I never knew about it. He left with my money and abandoned our marriage intentions. I started to search for him all over the internet, but couldn't find anything concrete. I cried and thought of him for several months. I lost focus, got expelled from work, and became very sick. My parents kept encouraging me not to give up. My mom always said he left to go and make us more money, but he probably didn't tell me because he didn't want to hurt my feelings. Accepted that he was gone, bounced back, and started living again. I never stopped thinking about him anyway. 3 years later, his family moved out of where they were. His brother, whose contact I had, told me they had built and were moving to their own house. It didn't bother me. Men came my way, but I couldn't love anymore, knowing I had a man who never broke up with me officially. I was in doubt. I didn't know whether to move on or stay because I felt like he would come back for me. He was supporting his family. I saved more of my money than he did. Last 2 years, I texted his brother to ask if they hear from him, and he said yes. He still refused to give me his contact because according to him, his brother wouldn't like the idea. I gave him messages to give to him, but he later said his brother told him to tell me to move on because he has someone else. I was broken. I tried to move on, but it was hard. Last year, he came to Ghana. I saw on his brother's status. I started searching for him, and when I found him, he refused to talk to me. I cried and yelled his name on top my voice till he came out to talk to me. He said he would pay me my money cash if that was what I needed. I told him that wasn't what I needed. I needed him to explain to me why he did what he did. He refused and kept saying he doesn't owe me any explanations. Just as we were talking, a little boy standing in the house called him Daddy, and he told him to go inside. He still didn't give me any explanation, as he said he didn't owe me one. I was still single and not married because of him. But all he said was he never asked me to wait for him. Wow. He asked me to wait while he pays me off. But all he said was he never asked me to wait for him. I asked if he thinks he could really pay me, and he said even if I want it multiplied by 1,000, that's all he owes me, so he will do it. He left to bring the money, but I also left before he could return. I didn't need the money. I decided to destroy him, so I had someone take me somewhere. They demanded his picture and any personal belonging of his. I went to his place and asked to talk to him. I was nice. I told him he deserved better, so I wouldn't come to his life anymore. In the process of talking, I told him to give me the chain he was wearing to remember him with, and he did. Later, I asked him to take a picture, and he let me. I sent it back to where I went, and the man asked me to say anything I wanted on the items. I only asked that he should die a painful death to make up for the pain he caused me. Truly, too, a day before he was to leave for the US. Wow. I deleted his brother's number the moment I got the news and blocked him. I cried for days. It hurt me that I did that to him, but he deserved it. Till now, I'm still mourning him. I can't get over him, and I feel like a murderer. I need a therapist, but how do I confess all this to someone for advice? So what do you think about this story? I know what she did was really very bad, but drop a comment in the comment section and tell me what you think about this story. See you in my next video. Stay glued to this channel. We have a lot of stories. These are people's personal stories we'll be telling on this channel. All right, thank you guys. Bye.